25th day of December. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they trail the visiting Buccaneers as that game has gone to the half. The Bucs looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. 34-22, that was your final. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. That'll be taken about a yard deep and beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Kaepernick again here on 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep left, and that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Now Parkey for the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And the fake attempt here not going to work. Got a little yardage, but not enough to get to the goal line. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. That's taken in by Callaway.
Prescott.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he loses the football a second time. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Back now in Arlington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Here's Jackson to return. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10 and all the way down to the 5. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 47 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent. But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And here now the offense heading back out there. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Eagles have recovered.
Curry.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. All right, time for us now to discuss Alshon Jeffrey. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaking up down there on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Brought down at the 2-yard line.
On 2nd down now. It's Scott. After we get a timeout call. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. He's going to run again. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Here's Smith to return it. Now a hit and a loose football. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Eagles, they're now a win away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.